What is going on, y'all? Today we have some HH level leaks to deliver to you guys. So you will see quite a few of the creators, they'll post out a video today because we are able to showcase one of the new characters that will be coming into the game. Some of you already know exactly who that character is, but just being able to showcase some of its abilities, a little bit of the design process as it led up to getting this character out there. I am super excited to present it to you all, and thank you so much for the Fateless team for allowing us to show this to you guys so that you all can see it, so that Dan can come after us instead of going after HH. I see the plan. I'm watching you. But either way, you'll see some old footage basically going on in the background. Enough yapping for me. Why don't we get into who this character is, their kit, and some of the things that I think would be really cool to see with this character going forward. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's do it. All right. So the character in question today is Song Wukong. I am pretty darn excited for this character. One of the things that I'm super excited about is the reference points that were taken from the Black Myth game, Black Myth Wukong. I absolutely love that there were different points and things taken away from it because when I tell you that game is flat out amazing as a single player game, it really is. And they did a very good job of designing the character. But as you can see here, this is kind of like their board that they have, where they have kind of exploring kind of like the entirety of the character as far as how they want the body to be and everything else. So if you want to look a little bit more into this, you can kind of pause it. I know I kind of have my big head in the way, so you can't see the rest of that over there. Let me move my little head out the way for a second there. Do, do, do. That, and that. There we go. So I'll just like pop up my camera back a little bit, but that's just so in case anybody else wanted to take a little bit more detailed look at everything that is on the page, you'll be able to see every little bit and piece that's here. All right. So next, we're going to go to a little bit more of the exploration of the design philosophy behind Sun Wukong. So as you can see, he is going to be a Tian character, which fits him very, very well. And you can just see the design that Gerline, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Please, hope I said that correctly. Please let me know if I said it wrong. Or is it Gerlaine? I'm not sure. But you can see the design that's there. The drawing looks fantastic. Here's a second look at the original drawing that they had with the look, and it looks quite incredible. You can see some of the little small minor tweaks and changes that they have, and the little shishi that's on. Oh man, it looks like almost a little shishi on there. I know that's probably a little different, but it does look like a little shishi on the chest there. Hold on, did I go past too far? Okay, no, I didn't. There we go. All right, so then this is kind of like the first render up of everything. Looks really, really good. And then this is another kind of like regular render as far as some changes that they wanted to make. And so this was kind of submitted to them to, hey, these are some changes that maybe you can make to make them look a little bit different, and then bam, this is the concept art of him inside the game, and I just think that this looks so it looks so cool. I love the little red tinge on the hair, the little, side there. I'm like, "Man, this is almost like, I don't know, you might find this dude in Street Fighter or something like that." That's what I was thinking about when I saw this. I'm like, "Man, this looks so cool." Alright, and then now we're looking at more of the concept art again, and you can kinda see the lighting effects that they want to deliver for the character inside of the game, where you have the lighting effects when they're energized. Um, I'm very interested to see if, like, the hair detail is gonna pop and things like that, and just little touches of the texture and things. I just think that this is so, so cool. So, again, if you guys wanna see a little bit more of that, I'll make sure that that's in there. Let me go back real quick and make sure that I think the rest of these, yeah, those are just those. So I don't, there's nothing else that. I would be hiding the screen. I just wanted to make sure that you all could see everything that's going on here. And again, you know, if you feel free to pause the video to look at these different things if you all need to. All right, let's move on to the next one. I'll just leave me out the way for now until we get to the abilities and other stuff like that. So here you go. Some of the blockouts here, getting them rendered fully, getting everything else rendered fully. Looks really, really good. Again, feel free to pause if you need to on this video. All right, and then here you go yet again. So just looking really, really good. Looking really, really good. And then here is a high poly detailed look at Sun Wukong. Looking amazing. Look at the detail not only on the armor pieces, the detail in the face, the muscle definition, that giant crest that's on the side on his right arm just looks really good. Definition, bro, they got definition in the fingers and toes, man. They wanted to make sure the whole thing looks good. Very, very, very good looking. All right, and then these are some of like the low poly looks as far as the different stages and some of the different pieces that they had there, which to me is just really, really cool looking. This is the low poly look here. So again, feel free to pause if you need to. All right, now let's look at the clay up for this, man. Let's take a look at the clay up. Look at this. Look at it spin. Doesn't it look good? Looks real good, doesn't it? Looks real, real good. Right. Be there. Okay. All right. And then here we are with another clay render. Man, just looks absolutely incredible to me. It just looks so, so good. So, so good. Then here's a picture of the staff itself. So again, feel free to kind of like go back and look at this if you need to. Again, just think it's really, really cool looking. Really, really cool looking. And then here's another play render of Sun Wukong himself, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know. I had to get that in there at least once, you know. All right. So here we are. So now we get to see some stats. We like stats, don't we? So this is a level 20 Sun Wukong. Of course, y'all see some other really cool looking people over there, right? Yeah, you see some cool looking people over there. Don't worry about them. Okay, we're focused on Sun Wukong today, all right? Sun Wukong today, right? So we see some of those stats. We see the HP, the attack, the defense, the speed, and it. Again, this is not necessarily the final look of how the character will look. Again, this is kind of a preview of what we're able to show to you all. All right, and then we have another look here, just giving us a nice little look of him all around and seeing him swing that staff. And you notice how he puts his foot on top and underneath it. One foot on top and then one foot underneath it for the balance is it's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. All right, so now abilities. So let's stop here. So this first ability is going to be attack one enemy for 310% attack that increased his hero's divinity by 5%. If joining an attack, increase divinity by an additional 5%. Also, they'll mirror one random buff from the target. So you know what I'm thinking here, right? You know what I'm thinking here. Let me go and get my camera back on now for this. You know what I'm thinking here, right? How good this is going to be for PvP, but also maybe for some stages. So if you're mirroring the buff from the target, does that include the turn meter or does it just include the buff by itself? So I'm interested to see how this works. But you think about somebody who has ward, for example, and then you just go in and attack them. So you have the fourth turn ward from our favorite Heimdall, right? You go in and you attack Heimdall. Not only do you increase Sun Wukong's divinity, but you also get that ward also too. Interested to see how that goes. That's gonna be kinda cool. That's gonna be kinda cool. Alright, so then second ability that's here. So this one is, Spinning Gale. So place attack up 2 on this hero for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies for 180% attack 2 times. for each buff on this hero increases the damage inflicted by 10%. So this to me lets me know that I saw the attack being a little bit low, but because you're getting that 10% damage inflict, this lets me know that this is most likely gonna hit super duper hard because you're gonna be stacking as many buffs as possible. So imagine being able to get 4 to 6 buffs out there and just getting that damage increase. Now, is that gonna be 10% stacking? Don't know that for sure yet. I think by baseline it is 10% stacking, or is it gonna be 10% the first time and then it calculates each buff individually? So instead of it being 10, 20, 30, 40, it's like 10, 15, however numbers work. Somebody else out there has that way better than I do. I have the concept in my head, can't do the rest of it. Somebody else has the numbers, they got the math. Somebody else got that covered. You know what I'm saying? Like they got that covered, so I ain't got to worry about that. But just being able to see this here to me means that this is going to be a flat out hard hitting ability, and I cannot wait to play around with this. All right, so now moving on to the next ability that we have here, we have his ultimate, which is Clone Rampage. So attack for 72% of his attack 8 times at random. Each hit has a 35% chance to heal this hero for 8% of the damage inflicted and decrease the target's turn meter by 8%. If a target is hit more than 5 times, additional hits inflict 50% reduced damage. So I think this is a little bit of fairness that's with that. But I feel like that this is something that you're just going to be popping off all the time, right? Especially when you hit a boss. So the last 3 hits will do less damage, but if you're getting at least 3 heals by 8% of the damage, if you're hitting well above, 200K per hit, that's basically a full heal every time, right? Of course, unless you hit the really bad RNG roll, you just get like no heals. But either way, I would think that it's a full heal, and the 35% chance allows you to just, have a little bit more in there just in case. Like just in case one slips, then you're good, right? So that's what I think it is. But I think that this is gonna probably also be overall stacked together a really hard hitting ability. And I am absolutely looking forward to seeing this one in action, especially with the decreasing the divinity. So if you're taking Well, I'm sorry, decreasing the turn meter. So if you're taking 24% of their turn meter, that also could enable other kits. So you imagine somebody that maybe enables their kit is enabled when somebody's divinity meter is depleted. Well, now that character is going to have a better chance of being enabled, especially if you get this guy out there going, right? Super cool. Super cool. All right. So there is that. And then I think finally we have the passive, and this kind of pieces everything all together. So places immortal on this hero for 1 turn when receiving fatal damage for the first time. Also has a 50% chance to join an ally's attack. So you remember kind of like that ally attack piece that was in there before. Now you got this coming in. So if he receives fatal damage, he's going to put the immortal on himself for that 1 turn so that he can survive. Ideally, you're probably looking at just healing them back up. Or maybe you pop off his ultimate at this point in time so that he can do his thing. Now, it's not kind of like at least this is the first look at it. I don't know if this passive is going to be extended maybe later on down the line when he's awakened to allow for immortal for a longer period of time, or if there's going to be a reset to the passive. Don't know, but to me, it's just still really, really cool to see. I think it's just really, really cool to see this passive, and then also the joining allies passive that's in there. Also, did y'all notice he has 24% speed in all battles? That's freaking cool. I absolutely love that. The fact that he has the speed up in all battles. That to me is like super duper duper cool. All right, so I think that that's it for that portion. So really cool kit so far. And then now this is a look at His actual moves looking good. There you go. He gets smacked there for a whopping 20 damage. Very scary there. And then we get to see that ability there. You see that attack up on his skill 2 there, which looks really, really good to me. All right, now we're going into the next round. So this is just a little bit of gameplay so that you all can see. There we go. So now they turned on the ultimate. They turned on the hacks so that you can see the ultimate. Look at that though. You see that smack that he's doing there? So look like it's random on the ultimate the other way, but to me, I think the big portion is gonna come in is when it's gonna be single target. That's when that is going to look super duper duper crazy. You know what I mean? I think that that's when that's gonna look super duper crazy. All right, so we'll go over that just one more time here for you all, so that you can see it, because that should be the last thing I have to show y'all there. Let's go over it again, and as you can see, bam, that A1 ability there, looking good, super nice. And then the core ability here, look at that spin right there. He just like, yeah, spin the win, baby. Spin to win, baby. I think we saw a little bit of a crit there, didn't we? That was kind of a hard hit there. You know what I'm saying? That hit seemed kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? And this right here, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. All the summer songs. So that lets you know that's probably part of the reason why the damage was reduced for the last one is because you have the additional clones that come out. I think that this effect is just so cool, right? So you just have all these clones that are just coming out and attacking. I just want to show that to y'all again, man. That is so cool. That is so cool. Bam, 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 bam. Just it is such a cool, unique aspect that I just was not ready for. I was definitely not ready for that one. So either way, y'all, I think that overall this looks really, really good for a character. I am looking forward to being able to play this character in the game, and I hope that after seeing this, you all are also looking forward to it. So thank you so much for taking some time to watch this video. Thank you again for the Fateless team for allowing us to be targeted by Dan because he's going to come after us now for these leaks. But we're going to band together and do nothing. Just wanted to throw in a little joke in there because we appreciate the work that all of the Fateless team is doing, and looks like that they got some really, really, really cool designs and characters for us to look forward to. And again, it's not just like the legendaries, right? Like even some of the other characters, the rares, the epics, they're going to look amazing in this game. So I'm definitely looking forward to being able to see all that. So thank you guys so, so much for, again, taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, I guess we will catch y'all on the next one. So thank you so much. Peace.